Etihad railway line. It's estimated to cost 100 billion US dollar. It's a railway line in a desert. This is a railway line in UAE. And for those who know UAE, for the longest time, UAE is just somewhere you find crazy project going on. Name any idea, name any construction which have gone beyond the human imagination. And I can tell you 80% of them will be in UAE. So will come in a handy in UAE because of late these big towns like Dubai, Abu Dhabi have been facing a challenge of traffic jam. So if we can be able to remove those people going from Abu Dhabi to Dubai to not use load, we can be able to reduce the number of people on the load, and that would be one of the advantage. Because if I'm going between Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and the railway is providing a better alternative, it's a cheap alternative and a faster alternative, I'll use it. By doing so, we reduce the number of car which will be in the Dubai center trying to navigate to go and take the highway to Abu Dhabi or any other town in UAE. So this one is a good move, and by constructing also it decongest the city and help UAE to achieve its goals to be neutral carbon country in whichever year they choose to be. UAE does not want to be left behind, and they decided to have a railway line. But this railway line at the first was not an UAE project alone. In allowed 2009, after this huge world recession, the country which formed GCC, GCC is a combination of country like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and Oman, come together and agreed on a railway line which will connect all these GCC countries. And this railway line, they and 2009 they agreed on starting of this railway line. It is a 2,000 kilometer on a desert railway line. But of those 2,000 kilometer, 1,200 kilometer will be in the boundary of UAE. So the bigger part of the railway line will be in UAE. And in UAE, the Etihad railway line started. And in 2016, UAE was able to commission the first railway line, which learned from in 2016, UAE was able to commission the first stage of railway line, which is a span of 264 kilometers. So this railway line of which is within UAE, the Etihad railway line was to be constructed in two phases. The first phase is a 264 kilometer, which was officially completed and launched in 2016. And this railway line is run from Hashban and Shaha area in Abu Dhabi all the way to the port of Luan. So this railway line connect Abu Dhabi to the port of Luans. Remember, Abu Dhabi and Luans. Luans is not a big town like Abu Dhabi, but it's also a town of around 2,000 to 25,000 people, according to 2018 census or whatever they did to know the amount of number of people in it. So it's not a small town. And by connecting Abu Dhabi and Luans, remember, if today you want to go from Abu Dhabi to Luans, it will take you approximately 2 hours on a road. But if you want to go using a railway line, which is already constructed, it will take you 1 hour, 10 minutes. So approximately an hour to once. You'll be saving yourself an hour. By having that, it means that I can be living in Luans and work in Abu Dhabi, or maybe live in Abu Dhabi and work in Luans. This will help UAE a lot because for the longest time, UAE have been working so hard to try to diversify the economy, to stop relying a lot on oil and natural gas to be able to operate like any other country economy, where you find there is a lot of it's a combination of many economic activity that are coming together to form this huge economic success. So this project for now doesn't transport human being. For now, this project is only transporting goods, and it transport 22,000 tons of sulfur, which is being drilled in Abu Dhabi and transported to Rwanda, where it is being processed and shipped to other countries like China, and it is being used to produce fertilizer, fireworks, and batteries. So it's a very important commodity as the world is working so hard to go green. So and by doing this, sulfur alone has in 2019 bring 679 million to the economy of UAE. So you can see the UAE have started enjoying the result of this railway line, which is just merely 264 kilometers. But stage two started at the beginning of 2020. This 605 kilometer, which started on 2020, it's a phase two of this Etihad railway network, learn from Guaifat on the border with Saudi Arabia to the Falahaj on the east coast. This project of second phase is estimated to cost approximately $408.4 million. This railway network will link the country's major industrial port and the trading center, enabling more than 50 million tons of goods to be transported across the network each and every year. So you can see it's a very necessity thing because for you to transport 50 million tons of good every year using load, you'll need a very huge number of people who will be coming to work as truck driver. Remember, this is in Saudi Arabia, UAE, sorry, and this is in a Middle East where majority of those people who are born there don't work such kind of job. So you'll need a lot of huge number of foreigners who will come to transport these trucks. Also, it will be a disadvantageous to the government because you'll need a lot of highway a lot of load network, and the issue is also you'll need a lot of money to maintain those roads because this truck will be when passed on a load for a regular time. You find that those road where truck pass and the passenger vehicle, maybe the small vehicle passes, the road where passenger or small vehicle passes last longer than those road where passes. And remember also this truck, if you bring a lot of them on the road, they will increase a lot of traffic congestion. And if you want to lure investor to come and start their company and base their business in UAE, maybe in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or any other city in the UAE, you have to prove to them that you have a plan and you have provided them with something that will be so reliable. If I produce my car in Dubai, I know it can be transported to Abu Dhabi or even maybe any other town in UAE for either shipment or maybe you're selling to someone, it would be easy for them to be transported. And don't forget this is a bigger picture. This is a railway line which will be connecting GCC community. This, as we are talking about it had railway line, for now, it will be connecting also GCC community. So when the other railway line which connects GCC community will be constructed and connected to this one, it will open UAE so much because these other country, in GCC community, they just have maybe 2 or 3 towns which are connected by this railway line. But as UAE have planned their railway line, it will be connecting all the major cities in UAE that make those all major cities in UAE, it will be exposed to the larger Middle East. This railway line will help Saudi Arabia and UAE to have a potential of development of both and attain the limit. They'll be able to achieve the maximum profit they can get from these natural resources, which are very, very much available in these two states. The issue facing UAE with this oil railway line is majority of people in UAE have 2 or 3 car, mostly local people, and to them car is part of their life. To them car is part of their way of living. So the question remains is how the government will be able to convince these people to just leave their car at home and go travel on a railway line. It's a difficult thing because in 2020 the UAE done safety survey. This survey was done by Road Safety of UAE and found that 83% of its population just rely on a car to move from point A and point B. The only remaining 13% use public transport. But remember, this 13% is mostly made of foreigners. And this foreigner is a person who live in maybe Abu Dhabi and work in Abu Dhabi. So for them, they don't need a railway line. For them, the only thing that can help them if it was a subway or maybe a railway line within Abu Dhabi which connect all small towns in Abu Dhabi. So this railway line, and maybe that's why you find that since 2016, the first phase of the railway line was constructed, was commissioned and launched, but there is no any public transport which is going on that railway line now. There is no any passenger vehicle, passenger train going. This railway line will be just something out of this world because even the wagons themselves of Etihad railway locomotive are special design because they have to include sand filtration system and the sand powering system. This system will help them to mitigate the charges of the sand. Remember, this or railway line would be passing through desert because the whole of UAE is a desert. So this is a railway line which will be passing through desert, and desert have it's very notorious for sandstorm. So the railway line and the locomotive operating there have to put into consideration that there will be charge of sand, and that's why they're including sand filtration and the plowing system to remove the sand from the railway. For them to come up and construct this railway line, they have a huge challenge because of this. Remember, you are working in a desert where you find majority of time the temperature there is 30 degrees Celsius. And when you work, your body produce a lot of heat. So for a person to work in a field where it's a 30 degrees Celsius and you are producing your heat, it become a bit difficult to work in there. And sad, it's 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 a very difficult shifting terrain. You wake up today, you find it this, tomorrow you find it a different situation. And but the best thing of them, they have done a very huge research and study from other countries which have constructed railway line in a desert, like China, Saudi Arabia, and Mauritania. So for them, at least they have a place where they can learn and be able to construct a good thing. For it would be a challenging to run this line. And I think if they really want this line to peak and to be something good for even people to enjoy, they don't have any other option apart from to do plants maybe a 3 line or 4 line of tree on both sides so that they can be able to block a bit of sandstorm and make it look a bit of natural. Desert is beautiful to go through, but it's a challenging and an awful experience if you happen to meet up with a sad storm. Because that means even the train might even land without opening windows to avoid sad coming in. It will be purely artificial air where they'll be using AC and those air controlling devices because you cannot open window on this railway line. Thank you for sticking this far. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And as usual, invite your friend to share. And if you love this kind of content, I do upload every week on this channel. So make sure to subscribe to not miss out and hit that notification bell so that you be the first people to be seeing this video whenever they are I post these videos.